I'm live. It says I'm live. So I'm live. Here I am. Am I ever going to take a shower today? I don't know. Haircut's looking pretty good. Going to take a sip. And we'll just see what goes on. Now, this is going to be, there we go. Love that. There we go. Spreading sunshine and Becky and Cheryl. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you guys. Oh, I'm going to get my pillow that I sit on. I got to readjust it. Oh, nope. I feel like what was it? Not only do I feel like Goldilocks, maybe a bit like the Princess and the Pea. I want to get comfortable. So good stuff. Mama Koala, hey, nice to see you. And Barbara, gonna go work on my classroom. I love it. Who doesn't love teaching? Yay. Yep. Melissa Garvey is saying, glad to be here in good company. Awesome. Glad to have you here. Yes, this was totally a spur of the moment type of thing. I realized because I've got a busy day today, I won't lie, but I could fit in a YouTube live, and I like to be consistent. So if I could do it, I would do it. And here we are. Cool thing is, everybody, those of you who tuned into the TikTok live this morning at whatever time that was, 8 a.m. My God, it's been a busy day. Then we had a declutter party. Shannon, nice to see you. The painters are already gone. The project that if I was doing it would have taken forever and a lot of drama and a lot of mess. Not a lot of money, though. I would have been cheap labor, but man, would I have paid for it in time and effort and in a crabbiness. The painters are already done. The smell of new paint is beginning to dissipate. Okay. Cheryl Siegel. Okay, question. I signed up for the notebook party. Do you send the Zoom email the day of? Okay, good question, Cheryl. I'm going to look what you should have received. Let me think. Let me check. You should have received something, a confirmation email that you signed up. Okay, so did you get that? Since it's the small, I'm going to look up on my end because there was, I admit, and I apologize to anybody today, this morning, who there was something wonky going on with the emails. Okay. You did not. Okay, Cheryl. So let me take a look at this because this is going to help everybody, and especially for me to find out where things went wonky. So sales, products, notebook party. Okay. What do we have here? Let me see how I can do this. Nope, that's the checkout link. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. Notice how, and I will just share this as like a coachable moment, is I'm not freaking out about stuff. I am getting curious about what went wrong. Okay, so this is interesting, Cheryl. I will say to you that I have some people signed up for the party, and I don't see your Kim Harris. Nice to see you. Cheryl, I do not see your name in my paper trail. Okay. All right. So Cheryl, look back and maybe check to see. I never want to have anybody being double charged the ticket price. Look back and see if just perhaps the transaction didn't go through successfully all the way. Okay. Check how whatever your payments, and you have plenty of time to do this. You don't have to do it right now. See if the payment went through in the payment way of your choice. And if it didn't, maybe you forgot to hit submit or something. But from my end, I don't see you having successfully signed up for it. And the lack of email seems to indicate that as well. Okay. So just check that out. All right. Shannon in retrograde is asking, if we aren't able to attend the notebook party, can we sign up to get the recording? 100% yes. Yes, 100%. I rarely do recordings, but I also know that the way I schedule things may not work for everybody. Okay. Hey, gracious living. Aren't you supposed to be taking a nap? Nice to see you. All righty. So yeah, so I was just talking about this with a client and the importance of writing stuff down, but not in a chaotic, random way, in a way that there is some structure and a reason for the structure and a benefit from it. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be helping you with on, and I'm trying to get good at this, on Saturday, July 26th, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. West Coast, I guess I would call it. And also note too that, yeah, the Saturday declutter parties and the notebook parties are typically at noon. But if you can't make it, I'll try to mix it up. But we only have three. We're going to only have three parties during August, because I noticed that the early ones on Saturdays are very sparsely attended. So I'm just going to focus on the ones from noontime. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to be sending an email out. So everybody knows I'm going to be sending an email out by the end of tonight to remind us of about a bunch of this stuff, and also get my own ass in gear. Okay. So hope that helps. But for those of you, hey, Melissa, for those of you who are just tuning in, or maybe you're scrolling through your YouTubes and things, hey, it is 2:08 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, July 21st, 2025. My name's Beth. I am the creator of Destination Decluttering Life Coaching. I'm here live, not Memorex, but live to help you. Okay. This is one of the things that I think keeps me going, is I love the interaction and the connection and community that we create, little mini communities every time we do a live. And what is a community? It's a group of people getting together, wanting to work together, to help each other and help ourselves make something that we're struggling with a little bit easier. Kind of what's that song by the band? Take a load off Annie, put the load right on me. A shared load is a lighter load. So here I am to help you with your decluttering. Now, decluttering can take many, many shapes and forms. It can be decluttering your house of surface clutter or stored clutter or sentimental clutter. Also, decluttering your thoughts of unhelpful thoughts that just keep you feeling crappy and stuck. Decluttering your brain of the constant list of things to do, and writing them down and getting the stuff done. So it's really a beneficial thing in all areas. Your house looks better, functions better, you feel better. And then when you get in the habit of writing stuff down, taking the load off of your head, it's like the notebook is saying to your head, put the load off, put the load right on me, because it's so much easier to deal with things when they're written down than when they're not. Does anybody go grocery shopping here? Have you ever tried to buy more than 4 things at the grocery store without a shopping list? Have you ever noticed how much freaking energy it takes to remain focused and not get distracted when you haven't written something down? That's one of the reasons we're doing the notebook party on Saturday, is because there is a structure that I use, and I mention it pretty much on every live that I do, both here on YouTube and on TikTok. But I don't necessarily go through it as like a kind of a training methodical thing, because I'm here with the interactivity. But when you say to me, I just want to learn how to do this, this is how we make it happen. Okay. I think I just heard the front door. I believe my husband's checking to see if we got any mail. Huh?
It's me. I'm turning the AC on.
Okay. Can you come in and shut my windows then, please?
Yes, let me put a shirt on.
Yes. Yes, hon. Please put a shirt on. Ain't nobody want to see that. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Is it a surprise, Gracious Living? You don't use lists at the store and you avoid it. Yeah. You've got an MO, a modus operandi. The way you operate your modus, your world. It's always fascinating to me, the difference in what I come out of the house with, or excuse me, like the grocery store, when I have a list versus when I don't. And even if I come out with the same things, how many things? Oh, look who it is. Thank you. Did we get mail?
They're coming here.
Yeah, it's funny. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
They're almost here.
Okay, cool. How much freaking energy you need to spend. Shannon says hi. How much energy you need to expend how much more drained you are when you go to the grocery store without a shopping list, how much more drained you are walking back to your car and getting in versus if you just had a list and you focused on it and you got the stuff and you left. So you cannot have a list. I'm not going to be like, I am team list, like you wouldn't believe, only because it feels so much easier. I have more energy and more brain power to do whatever the frick I want with it. Okay. So I am team writing stuff down. If you would like to be better at being on team writing stuff down, I can help you with that. Okay. But in the meantime, we're not writing some stuff down now unless you want to. Write stuff down for the next 45 minutes or so. But right now, the great skill we have about right now, as I will share with you, is the interactivity, the community, the back and forth that we have the ability to do because of the magic of the internet. This won't happen when this is recorded at 3 p.m. Eastern. When this shuts off and then it's just a recording, there's no interactivity. That's gone. Now, there's a benefit to the recordings of these YouTube lives and TikTok lives in that you can slow them down. You can stop them and rewind. I think you can put like closed captioning on them. So there's a benefit to recording, but let's use this time in the best way possible, which is live studio audience, a live show versus just a videotape of Low Cut Connie, playing at the Ardmore. Totally riffing on that. So that being said, I ask you, you may not have the answer off the top of your head. No big deal. Take a breath, calm down, quiet down while I drink down some water. And when I ask you, how can I help you today with your clutter? Give yourself some moments to kind of go through your brain and see whatever comes up and write it down on paper before you write it in the comments, okay? Yay, water. I'm in no rush, so do not feel like you need to rush to write something down. I work at your pace. If you think about it, I often say like I'm the co-pilot and you're the driver. So I go as fast as you go because you're the one behind the wheel. And this is not my road trip. This is yours. So we will drive forward at the speed you want to drive through. And I'm here for you when you need me. And I'm cool to wait with patience. I don't judge you. I just felt like Bradford, the Carabaldus's dog. I know that's a deep cut, but those of you who know. He's on TikTok. He's a little white dog that sits on his mom's lap when she plays the keyboards. So I ask each one of you today in the live audience here, because I can't help you once it's recorded. Are you doing good with your decluttering? I hope you are. You are doing the stuff you know how to do. Where are you stuck? What category of clutter has got you stymied, has got you stuck? Where have you stopped in your journey towards destination decluttered? I always love to hear about the good stuff. Do not get me wrong, but the best use of our time, as any of my one-on-one clients would know, is when we hone in on where you're stuck. Because I'm here, much like AAA, the American Automobile Association. You call me up and say, I'm stuck. I need to know where, when, how you got into that mud, so that when you're spinning your wheels on the mud on the side of the road, we notice when did you veer off and get into the mud, so that the next time after we push you out and get you on there with collaboration, you are mindful of the next time you start veering to the side and in the mud again. So what would you like some help with? Put it in the comments and I can help you. Now, if nobody's coming up with anything, that's fine. That's fine. Usually there's even a fear of sharing where you're stuck. Okay, Becky Ridgway, thank you for being brave in the face of fear and sharing something. She says, giving myself grace when I can't get it all done. Okay, here's what I would do if you and I were one-on-one coaching. I'd say, pull up your notebook, open it up to a clean page, fold the page in half. It just works for me, so try it. And write down on this one side, giving myself grace when I can't get it all done. Write down your backseat driver. I didn't get it all done. You will never get it all done. None of us will ever get it all done. All is a very dramatic word, very overwhelming word. So let's lower the bar on that. If you wrote that down, what I would do is now here, I'm giving you kind of the answers. This is your backseat driver making you feel bad for not getting it all done. I'm your co-pilot, right? So here, write these things down in your words or my words. It's fine. Notice how I said, that's okay. You didn't get it all done because it all will never get done. Has anybody ever done laundry and the next time you get undressed, you're like, oops, there's dirty laundry again. It's okay that I don't get it all done. This is where, and I'm looking for my book, I did get some stuff done, and this is where this notebook comes into play. Your travel notebook. Here's a list of things I did get done, though. I would like to share them with you. I give myself grace. I am going to practice giving myself grace and not expecting myself to get it all done. Notice what we're doing. We are taking a sentence that you struggle with, and we are providing another way of thinking about the situation, a way of quieting down the fear of doing something, not getting it all done and feeling bad about it, and instead looking at it from a different perspective. Okay? So write this stuff down. This is part of the notebook process. You're getting a sneak preview right now. Writing down what you're afraid of and then writing down legibly and in complete sentences a more loving response to that. Okay? Now, Michelle says, life is busy. Yeah, it can be. Cooking for family and doing laundry, etc. When do you make time for deeper cleaning? Surface clutter of papers is where I'm stuck, let alone stored clutter. Okay, so Michelle, time tends to be a thing that comes up a lot with all of us. So you're not alone in thinking that life is busy. This is where I would offer to you, this is where we would get creative. And again, pull out your notebook, take notes, write down all the stuff on a daily basis where you spend your time. Here's a fun thing. Where's my notebook here? Okay, so here's my list. This is my day today. This is my day today. Here's the stuff I thought I was going to get done and I scheduled. And here's all this other stuff that has come up in the meantime. So, Michelle, why don't you just open up to a clean page and pretend it's like today and just write down all the things that you are expecting yourself to do today and about how long they take. Now, the brain is not a great time estimator, but just give it a go. Okay? When you do that, and everybody else can play along at home too, what you're going to find out is cooking for family, it does take time. It can take a short amount of time. It can take a long amount of time. Doing laundry does take time. How long does it really take? Where am I? Oh, I had my thing. I had my sunglasses. Remember? How long does it really take? Right? The woman on TikTok, you know. What's her name? I can't remember her name. I feel bad, but we know it. Christy Newertson or something. She's awesome. Okay. Barbara, I hope you're okay. I hope you aren't having an epileptic seizure, because I don't know where you are and I can't call 911, but I see some M's popping up. Just something might be on your keyboard. Maybe it's a kitty. Michelle, what you're going to find out is there's certain things, and you hit two things, except for the only thing you missed was dishes, that may be recurring patterns in your life. Cooking, laundry, dishes. Notice how long they take you. And notice how long do you want them to take you. The other thing too is, do you always have to be the one to do those things? And I say, no. Nope. You don't have to be the person who always does it unless you choose to. Now, I remember having great issue with this, but there is a grain of truth in that whole thing of, well, Beyonce has just as many hours in the day than you do. So, you know what Beyonce has, people? She has people that make it easier for her to do her things because they are doing some things that she does not want to do. But Michelle, if you have a family, then you've got hands too that can participate. Notice I almost said help. No, they can participate in sharing the responsibilities of living in a house that has home cooked food and laundry. That will give you time where you can stop doing some of those things and deeper clean, and also get them to participate in the deeper cleaning. And also get other people who live in the house and benefit from a decluttered home, benefit into surface clutter of papers. Okay. So notice that there are some things that other people can help with more easily than others. I'm thinking that your kids might not be the best ones to say, hey, could you file these papers? However, I bet they could empty the dishwasher or fold laundry or put their own laundry in the washing machine and start going. I have no idea how old your kids are. But what I will say is everybody has a certain amount of time. When you have more control over your time, and you have more control than you think. Okay. You can control your time and you can say yes to some things and no to others. So this is cool. I'm interrupting this for an important thing. Barbara is not having an epileptic seizure. She put her phone in her pocket, so she is fine. I swear I will share with you guys. I think I have inadvertently forwarded some TikToks to people when I have fallen asleep with my hand in my phone. It happens. I'm glad you're okay, Barbara. Now, here's an interesting thing too. Mama Koala says, sometimes I don't know what to do with some things. I looked for examples, but I failed at that. Just in general, I don't know what to do with some things. Okay, so notice the general gives you a very general answer, but notice when you tried to be specific, you failed. No, I mean, it failed is a judgy word. You didn't come up with anything specific. So to me, that means that everything in your house, you know what to do with. You knew what to do with it and you did it, Mama Koala. When you come up with something specific, you have done this in the past. You have come up with an answer. Yeah, and the answer is going to be different depending upon the thing. So there is no one size fits all for things, because thing could be anything from a can of motor oil to a garbage bag to a wedding dress to a photo album to a bottle of Windex. It could be anything. Don't look for ways to overwhelm yourself. Look for evidence of where you have done well. Look at all these things I have solved this issue for. Okay. Okay. Now, I will say this. Michelle says, we'll go back to Michelle with the kids, depends on the meal. Copycat Chipotle chicken with salsa guacamole. However, okay, so you've got like a list of things that other people can cook or assemble or participate in. The hubby has helped cut the veggies. Your hubby has cut the veggies when it's been your time, but could he do more? Now, here's a really interesting thing, too. The boys are working and studying in summer classes, and this may not be a popular opinion. And I will out myself fully by saying, I am an auntie, not a mom, so I know it is different, but I just want to offer to you, when your kids are studying and working, that's something they're going to be probably doing when they are adults as well. When you, to a certain capacity, have them involved with some of the home things, you are giving them more of a taste of what it's really like to be an adult living on your own and balancing and juggling, feeding yourself, cleaning up after yourself, and working and studying. By doing some of these things for them for an extended period of time, you may think you're doing a good thing, and I'm not saying that you're not. Your heart is in the right place. You're trying to do something good. However, what you're not doing is giving them the ability to see that human life and adult life is about finding the time and making the time to do those things. Incorporating even a portion of some of these things that you're saying you're doing for them gives them a better way of living outside the nest than if they become dependent on their mom to do everything while they can focus on other things. I truly believe in that. I really do. By helping to say there's a certain point where, you think you're doing a good thing. And maybe it's because when we were growing up, you had to do a lot of this home stuff and you didn't have time to I almost said indulge. Notice, you didn't have time for external activities in school because you were doing your chores or raising your, siblings or having a part-time job. So you were trying to undo maybe some of the things that happened when you were a child because there was an imbalance there of having to do a lot of have to do's versus wanting to do's. Balancing the scales a little bit can help a lot in setting your kids up to be successful adults. So just think about that. You don't have to do anything different except to start to think about that. Am I really helping them by not teaching them how to be able to gather up their laundry and put it in the dishwasher? That's not what you do. You put it in the washing machine for the clothes. Do they even know that? They may not need to cook an entire meal, but to get used to that being an adult is doing little bits of these things, and how to do it and do the stuff you want is what we're learning right now. Okay. Now, Louise, hey, Louise, put away a paper shopping bag of odds and ends today that I've been putting off. It didn't take long at all. Why did I push this off? Lesson learned. Okay. Why did you push it off? Answer your question. And I don't mean to, that sounded acute. I would say when you ask yourself a question, give yourself the space and time to listen to your answer. Your answers to your questions are going to help you. Listening to yourself helps understand your motivations. Why did I push that off? Oh, okay, that's the reason. You can learn from it or just be informed by it. Yeah. Okay, so true. So Michelle is saying, last week, when one cooked homemade Alfredo sauce with chicken, I helped because it's a lot and I know that. Yeah, they do their own laundry. Yeah. Good. So see the baby steps on that. And I say baby steps because this is you teaching them how to walk when you're not going to be there helping them with stuff. You will be there with constant support and love. But think about yourself as a mama bird. You are teaching your little baby birds to cook, to go find the worms for themselves. You're not going to let them starve. But maybe it could be a thing, Michelle. You guys could come up, you could have a meeting with your team, like at work, and you could write down some things that are not as difficult. The Alfredo sauce. Maybe there's some things that they can participate more in. So when they leave the house and they want to feed themselves, they can cook. When they want to invite somebody over for a meal, they can cook a meal as opposed to always ordering out. So I love that you're already doing this incrementally. I find it very illuminating and insightful and eye-opening when we write down the stuff that we do, that you just kind of do because it's your routine, and what the other people in the house do. Now, this is not a pissing contest. This is not a comparison. It's information that you can see. How much does this team do? And how much does this team do? Again, like you were at work. So you can shift the burden of responsibility until it feels a little bit better so that you have the time and bandwidth to do the stuff that only you can do. I'm going to rope your husband into this too. Like, you can do paperwork stuff. Your kids probably don't, but paperwork stuff is something your husband can participate in as well. There's little ways when you chunk it down and you categorize it where you can, delegate, frankly. And it's something worth examining. And you're already starting. So that's when you find the time and you make the time to do the deeper cleaning and the deeper levels. Is by delegating the things that somebody else can do. It doesn't always have to be you. Everybody here has a certain thing that they do that anybody else could do. And you have certain skills that only you can do. I'm the only person in this entire world that can go through all those boxes of sentimental clutter right there and know the story behind every single one of them. I could not delegate that to my husband. He'd be like, I have no idea. Let me just throw it all away. So notice the things that only you can do and find time and make time to do them. Okay? And it is a worthy, doable goal, and it is a beneficial thing for the other people involved. All right? I hope that helps, and it seems like it did. Now, Louise, we gave Louise an opportunity to listen to why did I push this off? She says, I was dreading it because I just was struggling with where to put it all. All. Isn't that, if we were using a word to sip today, you never know where to put it all, but maybe you know where to put some of it. Yeah. Yeah. There we go, Louise. And notice, everybody, notice the feeling of dread. Ugh. Ugh. I'm not looking forward to doing that thing. I'm slowing down. My body is pulling away and putting the brakes on. There's a fear of something that causes you to dread something. Fear, I will tell you, everybody, 2 words that will revolutionize your life: fear and love. So when you are fearful of you dismantling that bag of random stuff, you have the fear of not knowing where it all goes. And sometimes you don't even start. So lower the bar. Eliminate getting it all done. Perfection, 100%. Lower the bar to halfway. If you were going to be jumping, what is that thing? Like when they jump over the thing and you're not even going to try if it seems too high, chop it in half. Say, I know I'm not going to find a home for all of this stuff. That's okay. That's okay that I don't find a home for all of this stuff now. However, I can find a home for some of these things. Notice the different feeling between all or nothing and some things. Embrace the word some versus all. In the same token, abolish perfection. I'm going to get it all done. No, I'm going to get some of it done. And while if I get it all done, it would be perfect, nothing is all done and nothing is ever perfect. So let's just own that and say it's not all done, but it's better than it was before. I did a bunch of weeding yesterday in our backyard and our neighbor's backyard. And did I get it all done? Does it look perfect? No. But does it look better than it did when I started? Yes. I filled up 2 giant buckets, like whatever you call them, like garbage toters with weeds that had grown over in her backyard and in my backyard. Better. Some and better will always be more helpful to remember than all and perfect. Okay, so think about this. If we had your notebook here, I'll write it down. Backseat drivers, which is fear, and we've got co-pilot, and this is love. 2 words that the backseat drivers use are all and perfect. So you are going to instead think of some and better. Stop using notice when you use these words, then copy and replace it with this. Control F. Every time you say all, go through and replace in your thoughts and in what you say out loud and what you write down to some. Notice where you're striving for perfection. Ain't nothing perfect. Where do you think you're supposed to be perfect? And then just replace it with better. Okay? Seriously, I'll hold this up here so you can take notes. Oops. I think my phone just... Louise says the words we use make such a difference in how we feel and what we accomplish. Okay, so notice that. Words are in your head. The words in your head have a trickle-down effect as to how you feel in your heart. Now, I say your heart because this to me is where I tend to feel things, is that area beneath my rib cage. Your head, words, heart, feelings, hands are where you take action or not. How do you feel when you say, I'm going to get it all done and it's going to be perfect? Well, that's aspirational, but it's unattainable. How does it feel when you say, I'm going to get some of this done and it's going to look and feel better? That feels more doable. And when something feels doable, you are more likely to go do something. You're more likely to take action, to do a thing. If it's too high, you won't even start the bag. But when you calm yourself down and chunk it down and tell yourself better words, I can't get it all done. That's okay. I'll get some of it done. It will look better if I get some of it done. It won't be perfect, but it will be better than it was. Chunking it down into better. And then the next time I go out into the yard, I won't be starting from scratch. I'll be starting with fewer weeds because I already picked some of them. Underestimate the power of the words in your head and your mouth and your writing down. Underestimate the power of those at your peril. Overestimate. Notice the power of words. Words are in books. Words are in the Constitution. Words are in the Bible. Now I feel like I'm like doing Wordly Rapping Hood by like the Tom Tom Club. Words change your life. Use them carefully and use them powerfully. And the words you don't like to use, copy and paste something else better in. Words that make you feel better are words that are going to make you do better. When you are fearful, you will not do well. Look at how many people in the world, I'll just offer, have more money than all of us, and they're still freaking miserable. Just offer that. But when you feel good and you feel better and you've done some things and you're coming from a place of love, you can feel better than a quadrillionaire. Trust me. I feel good and I am dirt poor compared to many people. But you know what they have what I have, but they don't? A good feeling, good words in my head, good feelings in my heart, and good actions that I'm making in the world. That is more powerful and more rich than gold. Trust me, I know of which I speak. Okay? Yes, it's a more calming thought. And notice, calming down your nervous system helps you quiet down the backseat driver in your head that's nothing but fear. Doesn't it feel better? I'm going to get some stuff done. It's going to look and feel better, and I'm going to feel good when I go to bed tonight. You lather, rinse, repeat that, and then you're doing things. And that's how you really change things incrementally, a little bit at a time. Because when something feels good, you don't mind doing it again. If it hurts, if there's pain, if there's the fear of pain, you will not show up to do it. So notice when there's fear rears its ugly head, you will not show up. But just get curious about what you're afraid of. And usually you're afraid of pain, of hurt, of death, of really basic human things. Now, this is not your typical decluttering coaching because I'm not your typical decluttering coach. I am a decluttering life coach because I know from personal experience and from professional experience that it isn't as easy as just get rid of the stuff you don't want. The stuff you want has stories attached to it. Why do I want this? If you didn't have stories attached to it, you could just let go of things. And there are plenty of things in your house that are no big deal for you to let go of and to throw away, sell, donate, give, whatever. I'm here to help you with the stuff that you're kind of stuck on. I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. I do. I know what to do. You want me to help you? I'd be happy to, but you have to want me to help you. I want you to want me, as that cutie patootie Robin Zander would say. And a lot of it, I'm telling you, the answer is right here. Fear versus love, head, heart, hands. Boom, I'm done. Mic drop moment. I know it's not as easy as that, but it's not as difficult as you think. The part of your brain that thinks it's difficult is the part that's afraid that it won't work, is afraid you can't do it, or afraid that I'm like selling you snake oil. I'm not selling this. I'm giving it away for free, so you're not losing anything. You know? Yeah, Louise says, you have such a way of making us look deeper into the clutter, and it's so helpful. Yeah, because I know myself that it is deeper than just the stuff that people think. We all, and look at how judgy other people can be, and look at how judgy we can be about other people and their stuff. Oh my God, just get rid of it. No big deal. They don't know the story behind that pen or that highlighter or that spoon or that thing. I am a storyteller. I tell myself stories every single day, and so do you. So do you. Once upon a time, there was a woman who came to the United States from Holland, and she came over with some stuff, and one of the things she brought was this spoon. That person was my mother-in-law. She is dead. She's no longer with us in body, but her spirit lives on when I think of her and I see this spoon that she brought over from Holland. I decide to keep this and use it to bring her alive to me. Right, Joyce? I don't want to hang around with people who have no feelings and don't tell stories. There's plenty of other boring places for them to go. You're here because you have feelings, you have stories, and you have a heart. I don't coach robots or AI or chat GPT. I help people who have a little bit of tension in their heart because they know what they want, but they just don't know how to get there yet. I know how to help you with that. So that's why I show up to remind you there is a way. Oh, won't you show me the way every day? Wow, blah, 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 blah. Peter Frampton, anybody? Come on. Frampton Comes Alive. I'm in you, you're in me. One of my neighbors had that. He was a couple of years older than me. Like the kids that were older than me when I was growing up were listening to him. I was totally more Sean Cassidy, you know? But I can show you the way. But you have to trust that I'm not going to mislead you. You have to trust yourself that you can do it, and I know you can. I have more trust in you than you do right now. So here, use some of mine. And you have to trust that this process that I'm showing you gets results. Well, I don't know. I could say, look around my house. It's a little bit of a mess today, but guess what? It's not all done. No, but it's closer than it ever has been in many ways. As I complimented the painters this morning as they finished up, I said, this basement probably hasn't looked this good at all or in 70 years. Is it done? No, but it's closer to being done than it ever has been in the past 70 years. You know? Yeah. Now, Judy Duke says, I know you have helped me a lot. Like today, you have your own stuff to declutter. Do not focus on your daughter's clutter. Yeah. Anybody who's out there judging somebody else, turn that judginess away. Don't even turn into judginess. Get curious. Why am I spending so much time focusing on them? Because that's time I'm not spending focusing on me. Now, it can be very scary to focus on yourself. It's so much better to look out there and find the blame for your problems out there. That's why people are pointing at immigrants. That's why they're pointing at gay people. That's why they're pointing at the other people, because they are afraid to look inside them and realize that the call is coming from within the house. That they are blaming other people for their unhappiness. Their unhappiness comes from inside. Knowing that, that means happiness comes from inside too. But it does take some looking into. And it can be scary to listen to what your brain has been saying to you. But it's not that scary when you have somebody there holding your hand. When you quiet down your nervous system and you turn up the volume and you listen to what the words are that make you feel fearful, you also have half of the antidote to make yourself feel better. Yeah. I'll just riff on it for a minute because this just came up and I think it's important. Back in the day, the decks were stacked so that average white men were able to move forward in life without a whole lot of effort. That the world was created for them so they could half-ass it and still do pretty well. Well, then women started getting a little bit more involved in things and people of color and whatever. And suddenly they could not just skirt by doing what they were doing. Instead of taking a look inside and seeing where they've benefited from a system that has been designed for them, they would rather point at other people and blame them for the fear they have of being rendered obsolete, of being replaced by somebody who is better at something than they are. They have been able to coast along. Now, this is generalizing like nobody's business, but there is a kernel or more of truth in this. So notice the people who are pointing. Are they happy? Are the pointing and blaming other people, or who are the truly happy people? The ones who are helping, not the ones that are blaming, but the ones that are offering a hand out to people who are truly getting hurt by this. It can be scary to look inside, but that's where everything is. Don't they say in the religions, like God lives inside of you? Jesus embody the spirit and all that? It's not dump the stranger on the side of the road. All of it's in here. And I know I'm going deep, but these are deep times, call for deep measures. If it can be scary and overwhelming to look at that dark side of you, let's go to the shallow end and say you have that same process going on when you think about your clutter. When you look at your own stories about why you're cluttered, are you blaming other people? Are you blaming past versions of yourself? Are you just beating yourself up all the time? Does it work? No. Nah. If you quiet down and calm down and even scratch the surface of and listen to your answers, you will open up a world of understanding and, oh, I get it. You're right. I was afraid of feeling pain or hurt or exclusion or obsolescence. Now, some people are just assholes. Do not get me wrong. But there's a great many people who are acting out of fear and pain. Let's not be those people, okay? Let's not even try to. Kind of when I'm seeing Judy Duke's word, you're reminding me, let's not try to solve them. Let's work on ourselves, because when you start to think and feel and do different things, then you will be walking the walk and talking the talk, or talking the talk and walking the walk. Now, I endeavor to do this every time I'm live. I don't just come here and tell you some stuff and in the background something else is happening. No, I'm real. I show you when things are working well, and I show you when things are not going so good. But this process works. You can trust me that it works, because I am living a life that I love, surrounded by people and stuff and experiences that I love, that I don't need to make a shit ton of money in order to live that life. On the flip side, there are people with shit tons of money who are miserable inside. But when you feel good inside, it has a positive ripple effect on you, the people around you, your home. So just notice where your clutter may be endemic of where there's something off balance. Michelle was talking about not being able, the clutter, her paper clutter and deeper stored clutter is there because there's an imbalance on who's doing what in the house. Stands to reason that if you recalibrate and rejigger some things that are done, that can give her more time and energy to do the things she's good at. And it also helps the other person. So I kind of fell off the branch right there. I will be honest with you. I'm like, so I don't know what so is next. This is what it's all about, Charlie Brown. It really is. Do you want to be on the side of fear, or do you want to be on the side of love? And if you are on the side of fear right now, there is no barrier that's going to stop you from just coming over to the side of love. Remember when I talked about here, talk about a barrier? This is not a fence right here. If you're here trying to get it all done and being perfect, you can start walking over to here, lower the bar. It's more fun over here. Seriously, have you ever seen more joyful protests even? Don't you want to hang around with the fun kids as opposed to the mean unhappies? Come on. We're going to get something done. We're going to feel better. And what we do, and you know it's a better thing, when there's a positive ripple effect, even just from your insides out to the inside walls of your house. If the inside walls of your house are not are containing some clutter you don't want, I can teach you the skills. I am teaching you how to think and feel differently about your stuff. And when you think different and you feel different, you're going to do different. And I don't just say different because we could be awful. I say different, better, different, positive, different love, different encouragement. But you'll never know how to do that until you realize that the stuff that's stopping you from doing it right now is fear. Fear of not knowing what to do. Fear of it just going back to the way it was. Fear of being made fun of. Fear of being bad at something before getting better at it. Fear of, I don't know. What are you afraid of? What fear does your clutter represent? About asking for what you want? I want to stop making dinner every week, and I want everybody here to cook dinner one night a week. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be simple, but I want to stop being the person who does it all, and I want you guys to start to participate. What do I want? I want to feel better. What are some things that could happen to recalibrate it so I feel better? And you listen to yourself and you write that stuff down. Writing it down is the first step in making it happen. I'll bring it on back now to go into the grocery store. Wait, before you go to the grocery store, you say to yourself, what do I want? What is lacking in my home grocery-wise? And then you write a list and you go to the grocery store, and that list makes it easier for you to focus on getting what you want with the minimum of energy, the minimum of time, so you can get what you want, and then spend your time doing whatever you want, which I love to do. And I'm going to do that in about 2 minutes now. Do I have a list of things to do today? Yep. Am I going to do them all? Nope. Have I already decided what needs to be done today and what can go till tomorrow? Yep. Am I going to choose to feel good about what I do get done and give myself grace for not doing it all? Yeah. Am I going to have some fun today and get some stuff done? Yeah. Have I had fun hanging out with you all for the past hour or maybe 2 when we had the TikTok live or even the decluttering party? Yeah. Imitate me. Just do what I do and you're going to be fine. Okay. And the good news is Judy Duke says lots of great thoughts. Thanks, Beth. This is recorded. It will be on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, probably within moments. It's available to you to revisit this anytime you want. Public, free. You don't need to be part of the email group. What you do need, if you want to be part of the email group, if you want to go to some of the parties we do and downloads and stuff like that there, I hope you're on the mailing list, okay? I can't remember who it was, and I can scroll back, but anybody who has attempted to sign up for one of the parties and it doesn't seem like it's working for you, if you don't get a confirmation email, shoot me an email. Beth@destinationdecluttered.com. Send me an email and show me a screenshot of what went wrong. I can work on things on my end to make sure things run smoothly, okay? I am so glad you guys showed up today. Thank you so much. I hope this was good for you. Cheryl, yes, please try again. Notice what you're doing. And if something goes wrong, screenshot it. Send me the screenshot and I can work you through it. Okay. Today, now I'm going to go out. I'm going to look at my cool basement. I'm going to get some fresh air. I might even shower. Tomorrow, we've got a TikTok live and a YouTube live. We've got those all the way through the week. We've got some declutter parties on Saturday and next Monday. No, not next Monday, the following Monday of August 4th. I will update the secret page, okay? Do not worry. Notice I can't keep it all in my head, but I write it down, and that way we can all stay connected, okay? I will be sending out an email before I go to bed tonight to recap some of this stuff that is helping, you know what I mean? Like the updates and stuff like that there. If you're not part of the email group and you want to join, destinationdecluttered.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, put in your email address, promise you're not a robot, hit submit. You should get an automatic confirmation on a screen, but also an email. If you don't get the email, check your spam folders. And if you still think you signed up and you didn't get it, email me and I can figure it out. Okay. But in the meantime, it's 3:00 p.m. I'm going to change into my outdoor glasses, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Bye. Here, we get it right here. Okay.